You can tell a lot about a person just by how they text. How fast they reply, how long their messages are, even the way they leave you on scene isn't random. It's psychology. And if you pay attention closely enough, you can figure out someone's personality just from their texting habits. So the question is, what do your texts say about you?
Texting feels normal. We do it every day without thinking. But behind every message you send, there's a pattern. And those patterns reveal how you think, how you feel, and how you connect with people. Some of these might feel accurate. Some might feel a little uncomfortable. You get a message, and you reply almost instantly. No delay, no hesitation. At first, this looks like a good thing. You're responsive, you care, you're present. But psychologically, instant replying can sometimes come from something deeper.
A need to stay connected, a fear of being misunderstood, or even a fear of being ignored. Because the longer you wait, the more uncertainty there is. And for some people, uncertainty feels uncomfortable. So replying fast isn't always just about being nice. Sometimes it's about avoiding that feeling.
But the opposite habit reveals something completely different. Now think about people who take hours or even days to reply. It's easy to assume they don't care, but that's not always true. Some slow repliers are actually protecting their energy. They don't want to feel constantly available. They don't want pressure. They don't want every message to feel like an obligation. They choose when to respond, and that shows independence.
But sometimes, slow replies can also come from avoidance. Avoiding awkward conversations. Avoiding emotional responsibility. Avoiding saying the wrong thing. So the question becomes, are they setting boundaries or are they avoiding something? And then there's one habit that confuses almost everyone. You send a message, they open it, and then nothing. No reply. This is one of the most misunderstood texting behaviors because it feels personal, but often it's not. Sometimes people read a message and don't have the energy to respond right away. Sometimes they overthink what to say and delay replying. And sometimes they just don't want to engage at that moment. But here's the important part. Being left on scene doesn't always mean rejection. It often means hesitation. But how you type your messages might reveal even more. Some people reply with one word. Okay. Sure. Yeah. Short, simple, minimal. This can mean they're direct and efficient, but it can also make them seem emotionally distant. Now, compare that to someone who sends long paragraphs. They explain everything. They add detail. They make sure they're understood. These people are usually more expressive.
But sometimes they over-explain because they don't want to be misunderstood, or they care deeply about how they come across. So short texts can feel cold, and long texts can feel intense. But both are just different ways of communicating.
And then there's a habit almost everyone has experienced. You send a message. No reply. So you send another one. Hey, did you see this? Question mark? That's double texting, and it's often seen as desperate. But in reality, it's more human than people admit. Double texting can mean you want clarity. You don't like being ignored. You want the conversation to continue. It shows a need for a response, and sometimes a fear of being overlooked. But the biggest difference shows up in energy. Some people text like this. Okay, fine, cool,
no emotion, no energy. This can come off as distant or uninterested, but sometimes it's just how they communicate. Now compare that to someone who texts like this. OMG, that's amazing. I can't believe that happened. More expressive, more energy, more emotion. These people are usually more open, more engaged, more emotionally present in conversations. So your texting energy can reflect your emotional availability.
Here's what all of this means. Your texting style isn't random. It's shaped by your personality, your past experiences, your comfort with people, and your emotional patterns. Every message you send is a small reflection of who you are. Not perfectly, but consistently. So next time you send a text, pause for a second and think, what am I actually showing right now? Because you're not just sending messages, you're revealing yourself.